Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2. It's a great day to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's jump right in. Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers, we finally get some encouraging news on Broderick Jones. Omar Khan offers encouraging Broderick Jones update. You know, this is a huge year for Broderick Jones. This is a huge year for Roman Wilson also. I mean, Peyton, Wilson, Keanu, Benton. Let's think about this for a minute before I jump into the article. Keanu, Benton is a second-round pick. So far, the career has been up and down. Roman Wilson, third-round pick. Another Tomlin pick. Hasn't done anything with his career. Broderick Jones is a first-round pick. Pick number 14. Steelers moved up 3 spots to grab him. Peyton Wilson is another example of this. He's a third-round pick, 98 overall. Fluffy Nug YT, what's up, brother? How are you? I know it's tough catching the lives at 2 a.m. Sorry about that. I'm just having some technical stuff, so that's why I'm filming late sometimes. But Peyton Wilson, you know, this is going to be a very, very telling year for all these players, especially about Tomlin. Let's just say hypothetically, all of these players significantly improve for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2026. What does that say about Tomlin and his coaching staff? You know, what does that say about them? Also today, Patrick Queen, there's an article written. He was detailing the difference that makes Pittsburgh's scheme so hard to play in, so very tough to play in. And I expect the Steelers to be they're going to be better coached this year. I expect a lot of these players to be playing much better than they did under Coach Tomlin. In the NFL, coaching is very, very important. You know, it's coaching is more important in the NFL and football than any other league. Let me jump into the article and I'm going to go from there. Omar Khan offers encouraging Broderick Jones update. Listen, I like Broderick Jones, the person. I want it to work out. I really do. From what I've seen of Broderick Jones, do I think it's going to work out? I don't know. All the physical tools are there. Sometimes he seems like he's not the most motivated player when he's playing. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's been poorly coached this whole time, his whole career in Pittsburgh. No more bums. Let's effing go. Yeah, I mean, I agree. But you know, I want to see Broderick Jones do well. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but let me jump into the article. He's starting to do more and more. Steelers GM Omar Khan told Arizona media at the NFL owners' meetings Monday that Jones' rehab is progressing. He suffered a neck injury in Week 12 against the Chicago Bears, ending his season and requiring surgery. He's starting to do more and more. I've talked to him a couple times over the last couple weeks, and he's in a good place and ready to work hard and do whatever he can to be ready to go, Khan said of Jones, according to a tweet from the Tribune's Review's Chris Adamski. Well, again, I mean, it's good news. It's better than he can't play. It's better than, you know, he's on IR for life and he's never going to be the same. But, you know, the effects of Mike Tomlin missing in the draft, Keanu, Benton, second round, Roman Wilson, third round, Broderick Jones, first round, Peyton Wilson, third round. Now, let me say what Tomlin, the years that he had good drafts. I would say 2007 was Mike Tomlin's best year drafting players. First round, Lawrence Timmons. Second round, Lamar Woodley. Fifth round, William Gay. I mean, there was more players drafted, but I think that's one of his best drafts. That's in 2007. Then the other years that I think Tomlin had really good drafts were 2010 with Pouncey, Worlds, Emmanuel Sanders, 2011 with Hayward and Marcus Gilbert and Cortez Allen, 2012 DeCastro, Mike Adams, and Kelvin Beachum. But look at those years. Look at 2010, 11, and 12, and 2007. That's almost, 15 years ago? So the last time that Coach Tomlin put together consistent drafts were more than a decade ago. 2010, 11, and 12. 2007, I think 2007 was his best year. You know, he left last year, 2025. That's 18 years ago. And you're feeling the effects of this. We're still feeling the effects of this. 2016, Mike Tomlin's first-round draft pick, Artie Burns. I give it an F. 2017, Mike Tomlin's first-round draft pick, TJ Watt. I give it an A+. 2018, Mike Tomlin's first-round draft pick, Terrell Edmonds. I give it an F. 2019, Devin Bush. I give it an F. 2020, Chase Claypool. He was a second-rounder. I give it an F. 2021, Najee Harris, first-round pick. I give it a C+. He was very productive. C+, B-. 2022, Kenny Pickett, first-round pick. I give it an F. 2023, Broderick Jones, first-round pick. I give it a D+. D+, C-. 2024, Troy Fontanu. I mean, Troy looks like a stud to me. You know, but again, he missed his entire rookie year. He was hurt. Coming out of college, people knew that Troy Fontanu had an injury history. And what happens his rookie year? He misses the entire rookie year. So you're seeing all these picks, one after the other, and they just, none of them worked out. You see our second and third round picks that I just read. Yeah, I mean, Keanu Benton's still on the team, Roman Wilson, Broderick Jones, Peyton Wilson. I expect these players to have much better productivity and a better career under Mike McCarthy, especially Peyton Wilson. Peyton Wilson last year, I think he had 116, 120 tackles in part-time duty. He was a part-timer. He wasn't playing every down. A lot of people think he can't play the run. It might be the scheme. It definitely could be the scheme. I mean, the scheme doesn't help. Even Patrick Queen is complaining about the scheme. Let me read you the article from Patrick Queen. This is what Patrick Queen had to say. Hard to play that way. Patrick Queen details difference that makes Pittsburgh's scheme so tough. I done been in two different defenses. Baltimore was just like, that's y'all position. Y'all do what y'all got to do. Everybody help each other. With Pittsburgh's, y'all let the D-line do what they do. Y'all protect them. Then the safeties, y'all protect them. And it's like, it's kind of hard to play like that, Queen said. According to video via the show's YouTube page. It was just eye-opening to be able to see the differences and stuff. But the linebacker position, if it's like that in some other places, that stuff's tough. I ain't lying. You got to do every single thing. I mean, I can't agree with him with this. I mean, you got to do every single thing. You're getting paid $40 million a year. You better be able to do everything. Stop the run, play the pass, cover tight ends, cover running backs. I don't really agree with this part. You got to do every single thing. You got to be able to play the run, play the pass, no matter what receiver, tight end. They got running back, offensive lineman. You got to know every single route combination. You got to team run all the run plays. You got to be able to make the calls, line up, get everybody set, get everybody lined up. Well, when I hear Patrick Queen say something like that, it kind of sounds like a gripe or a complaint to me. And it's just like, dude, listen, they're paying you, you're like the highest free agent acquisition ever on the defensive side of the ball. And you're the Mike linebacker, you're the middle linebacker. You're wearing the green dot on your helmet. Well, that's part of the job. That's part of the job application. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to disagree with you on the part about Terrell Austin with his difficult defense. Queen of the bums. I'm not gonna disagree with you as far as it goes with Terrell Austin, what he was doing. But the Steelers have major problems. We got major problems. I mean, if you go back into Tomlin's draft history, I mean, 2008 was one of the worst Tomlin drafts ever. Mendenhall, Lyman Swede, Bruce Davis, Tony Hill, Dennis Dixon, Mike Humple, Ryan Mundy. Tomlin's 2008 draft class could be like the worst draft class ever in Steelers history. I mean, Rashard Mendenhall lost you the Super Bowl. And then you look at the rest of these picks, just downright horrible. Then he had the 2015 draft. 2015, they had like 5 or 6 players drafted, and in 5 years, none of them were on the roster after that. So, we're seeing the effects of this now. These still hurt. But we have the only positive thing I'll say is, the players that we have now, Keanu, Benton, Roman Wilson, Broderick Jones, Peyton Wilson, they have showed good signs of potential. They really have, especially Peyton Wilson. Peyton Wilson showed me that he can really play. But I don't know. We need to improve. And Patrick Queen is putting it all out there. Like, it's not easy to play in this difficult scheme, this difficult defense. So the Tomlin effect, you're going to feel the effects of Tomlin's bad drafting for a very long time. Very, very long time. Let's see. Mike McCarthy called Roman Wilson into his office. He wanted to just promise him a fresh start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of love for him in the building. Mike McCarthy vows fresh start for wide receiver Roman Wilson. Can you imagine under Mike McCarthy in his offense, the 4 or 5 receiver sets in his first year as a full-time starter? If Roman Wilson, has 800 yards receiving and like 7 or 8 touchdowns, that's not even fantastic numbers. But that will be so telling about Coach Tomlin and his coaching style. This is what Mike McCarthy went on to say. New system, fresh start. McCarthy said Monday via The Athletic's Mike DeFabo on Twitter. I'm hoping he's one of those guys that would benefit from it. I was impressed talking football with him. There's a lot of people that have a lot of love for him in the building. Despite being healthy last year, Wilson only caught 12 passes for 166 yards and 2 touchdowns. He basically had no impact on offense, and he got benched down the stretch. Some of that could have been due to the lack of chemistry with Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers usually had a lot of nice things to say about Wilson, but the two struggled to connect on the field. With the Steelers trying to re-sign Rodgers, there's a chance that the two could look better after a year together. And I mean, in Mike Tomlin's defense, Roman Wilson did get to work with Aaron Rodgers, like behind the scenes, one-on-one. And I'm sure Aaron Rodgers was coaching him very well and, very detailed coaching. I don't think it looks good for Roman Wilson. That's my opinion. I've been on the record from day one saying I don't think it's going to work out for Roman Wilson. I don't think it's going to work out. And I don't think it's going to work out for Caleb Johnson either. It doesn't mean that I want to quit on these players or I don't like them as human beings. That's my gut feeling that it's not going to work out. But again, under Mike McCarthy and that coaching staff, things could be a lot different. And I'm totally on board with Mike McCarthy. Yeah, $30 million. I'm totally on board with Mike McCarthy not cutting these players and seeing what they can do. I'm sorry, I'm reading the super chat messages from a distance from my phone. I can barely see it, so that's why I'm like going like this. I'll be, my computer and all my technical issues will be fixed tomorrow, so I'll answer the super chats a little bit better. You got to excuse me. My camera didn't want, I'm not going to get into it, but sometimes when technical, it's just like, man, when one thing, it's like the domino effect. One thing goes wrong and it's boom, done. Oh, well, here's an article. This was kind of my whole point to my video today. Still working through it. Steelers are an example of an aftermath from missing on first-round quarterback, analyst says. Not just quarterbacks. We've missed on multiple first-round picks year after year. This is what happens if you miss out on the first-round guys. The Steelers are exactly in this boat with Kenny Pickett. They're still moving through this. It really is at least 5 and often 7 years that are attached to this sort of pick. If you're drafting a quarterback this high, May said Thursday on the Athletic Football Show. Again, you said the Steelers, that was one. Again, you said the Steelers, that was one where I had